we are. Going to the pond to play. I need some therapy. You know, some goose therapy. Go ahead, Charlie. Go on, Charlie. Let's go. What are you doing, huh? Floofy girl. What is it? Oh, will they chase you off? Go on, you two. Go on, you two. So these two have become a pair. So this is Spike and Peach. They've officially become a pair, as in a mated pair, meaning that they're most likely going to be mated for life. So far, her eggs have not yet been fertile that I'm aware of. But this is his first year. He's only 2 years old. So they tend to be more clumsy and have to kind of learn and figure things out. And so we may or may not get babies from them. Now, the reason why Dodo is not out here, my Sebi, is actually because she made it with Ducky, my other Canada gander. And I've got some bad news there, because when she made it with Ducky, she, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. When she made it with my other Canada gander, hi Godzilla, hi Mothra, could Barbie mean? At some point, and not because of Ducky or anything, just something happened and she injured her leg. So she has discontinued laying eggs, and it doesn't appear that they had a successful coupling prior to her stopping to lay eggs. So she's currently put up, getting nice and in her water, and resting. And her mate is with her. So Ducky is with her. He's very loyal, much like Spike. You guys can see him there in the distance. He's loyal to Peach. And this is how geese generally are. If I were to separate the two of them, it could cause like an uproar. Once they're mated, they're mated. Like, that's it, usually. So you don't want to be separating them. Go on, guys. Go play in the water. Yes, Blue. Go play in the water, girl. Come on, girlie. For some reason, Blue's always been a little more chubby. I love her. She's so pretty, isn't she? Huh, Blue? You're so cuddly. The pond is filled up nicely again, finally. We've had a lot more rain down here in Texas, so the birds are able to go back in the water and forage back here. Hi, Godzilla. Godzilla and Mothra now join the gaggle as well back here. They're big enough now. They're no longer completely attached to me. Now, Charlie and Littlefoot. So that's Littlefoot, and this is Charlie. Nope, those are not ducks. They're geese. Even that's a goose too. You can look them up, bar-headed goose. These are all geese. Anyways, so these two ladies right here have actually been flirting with some wild ganders. And they come and stop in and fly in to the neighbor's pasture or even our pasture. And we'll try to woo our girls. And of course they take off. But it's kind of funny because that's what they're looking for. And that's what they're calling for. Godzilla, you gonna go in the water too? Go on. Go on, Goofy. The bar-headed geese are actually pretty cool. They are actually the highest flying goose in the world. These are fully grown birds. All of my birds are adults over here. And not fully matured necessarily, but fully grown. And the bar-headed geese are actually from the Himalayas, and they are reported to fly above Mount Everest. So they are reported to fly really high, and they are the highest flying goose in the world, which is pretty darn cool. Like when you see them open their wings, you can tell that their wingspan compared to their body is actually a pretty big wingspan. Go on, Godzilla. Go swimming. Go play, babies. Now this mating season, so everybody's got a little bit of an attitude and everybody's going crazy, and the girls are mounting each other for dominance. The males are trying to figure out why they're not the ones that get to mount the female. It's all just a big old mess. Because this, again, my males are only 2 years old, so this is their first year for 2 of them. One of them doesn't seem to have started mating yet, from what I can tell. But yeah, like I said, they're only 2 years old. Most of the time they start at 3 in the wild, sometimes at 2. But what's up, mamas? Hi, baby. You looking for your boys? I know you found a real handsome wild guy, didn't you? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. She found this handsome wild gander who has this like beige feathers along the flight feathers on each wing. Really cool looking. Just something that's rare. It's a strange marking. Could be what's it called? A leucistic goose, or just something that's genetic, or some sort of flaw. I don't know, but it looks cool. It's different. It's unique. And he comes and stops in sometimes. He's not here today. I'll try and get live when they come back in again at some point. They're all crazy. My domestics are all girls. So the one with the orange beak is mated to the Canada goose that's swimming behind him, this guy. That's who she's mated with. But the domestic ones, which are all the ones that are not Canadas. So, let's see. The 3 right here between the 2 Canadas, those are domestics. The 2 with the black beaks with that big knob on top, and the one with the orange beak. And the 2 domestics are trying to basically, well, the 3 domestics against each other are trying to mount each other for dominance. This is not mating. There's nothing mating about this. There's nothing for reproduction or anything like that. This has to do with dominance in the females. They're trying to establish dominance with each other. And I think this has been one of the reasons why the males have not really been getting to mate the females, because the domestics are so obsessed with trying to establish dominance. Come on, Peaches. Peaches. That's enough. That's enough. Thank you. Peach is a big girl. I don't need her on top of a African goose and potentially drown her. Which can happen. Can happen. Especially with the domestics. Canadas are more, ironically, from what I've observed, Canada males a lot more gentle when it comes to mating. It's like, do their business and they're done. Domestics are a lot more crazy when it comes to that stuff. More aggressive, more all over the place. Anyway. I figured I'd bring you guys along. I'm out here to give myself some peaceful therapy. Figured I'd take my geese to the pond and play. Not that they can't come here on their own. They can come here on their own. I just felt like coming out here and letting them play in the water and watching them be happy, because they enjoy it. What's up, Littlefoot? Come on, mamas. What, Blue? Are you calling your boys? Aw? What is it, mamas? What is it, mamas? You coming? Hi, baby. Hi, baby. What is it, babies? What? And most of my birds are hand raised, so they will interact with me whenever they feel like it, because they all know me. Hi, Blue. These are captive birds, as in privately owned birds. Much like you have a dog or a cat. I have geese. But these are not wild ones. So do not confuse these with the ones that you see at your local pond or lake. Though they are the same species, these are domesticated bloodlines that have been kept bred and legally so in captivity since 1918, at least, minimum. That's when the laws changed and you had to have a license to have these guys. Hey, Blue. How you doing, Mama? Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Blue? Hmm? What do you have on the bottom of your beak? What is that? Oh, random little mud piece on the bottom of your beak, you goofy girl? Hmm? You're so pretty. I love your eyes. She's got these big round eyes. The thing is, the geese won't always interact with me like this. The younger they are, the more likely they are to do this. When you own geese, when these are your favorite animals and you want to have geese, you got to be prepared for the fact that the geese may or may not want to hang out with the human as they get older, which is fine because that is the kind of animal they are. So just because you can see some videos where, like in my case, Pretty Bird, my gander, Pretty Bird, Pretty Bird, Pretty Bird. I'll show you guys how Pretty Bird responds to me nowadays. So currently it's mating season, so Pretty Bird is at his most defensive currently. He is going to be very protective of his girls. He's going to be territorial. Excuse me, fish. And it's going to be that way, rightfully so. And it's appropriate for him to be that way because that's his job as a gander. I do not fault him for it. I'm not mad at him for it. There's Pretty Bird, as you can see. Hey, baby. What'd you do to your beak? What'd you do to your beak? Did you hurt your beak? Charlie, will you quit egging him on? Charlie, sweetheart. Hey. This is Pretty Bird. As you guys can see, he's not all cuddly anymore like he used to be. You can't just pet him without him nipping at me. He's getting mad at me because I'm not listening to him. He's telling me to back off. He doesn't want me to get close to his gaggle right now because he's territorial. Now he's much nicer during the rest of the year when it's not mating season. And he's definitely nicer to me than he is to strangers. With other people, he will immediately use his wings and get very aggressive. And again, in my opinion, rightfully so, this is what they need to do to keep their family safe. And there's nothing wrong with that. He doesn't chase after me or anything. He may come over. Usually, most of the time, he does a mock charge, meaning he would kind of pretend to attack. And then as long as I keep walking or don't pay attention to him, he just stops and goes back to his gaggle. But up until Pretty Bird was about, I want to say about 2.5, 3 years old, he was very tame, actually. He had his moments, but he was pretty darn tame. He was raised for about 2.5 years as a pet goose until I was able to start giving him his own gaggle and start getting birds for him so that he could have his own family. And he could be the proud gander that he is now, as you guys can see. He's very happy, very proud. He's raised 2 sets of babies so far. They were not his. He has to adopt babies because it appears that he is not fertile. Since he's a hybrid Canada goose mixed between 2 different genuses, likelihood of fertility is almost 0. So, which is fine. He adopts the babies. He does just fine with that. And he's not lost any goslings because he is so protective. Because he does so well protecting his family. That's why he's been so successful raising his babies. So when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. This gander is willing to take on a horse, a dog, a cow, a goat, and no matter what it is, this gander will take on any human. He will even charge a car if he thinks it's threatening one of his gals or one of his babies. So, I'm happy with him. I think he's doing a good job. And there's moments throughout the year where he'll come over and he'll be real nice and he'll kind of coo at me and he'll be a sweetheart. And knowing how he is different with me compared to other people shows me that he does still care about me. That he does remember that I'm his mama, that I was his mama, that I hatched him out and raised him up. But I want to show you guys that if you're gonna own geese, you need to accept the fact that these are not going to be these like perfectly tame puppies. Like, yes, geese are loyal. The birds, they will come up to me. If I need to, I can handle most of my geese. They do trust me. They come to me when they need anything. They know that I'm the one that provides their food and shelter. They very much trust me for anything they need. But they're not little babies anymore. If you raise up goslings, you'll see in the beginning, they're super, super dependent on you. They never want to be away from you. They want to be with you 24/7. They'll scream if you're out of sight. So it is a very time-consuming job to raise goslings. Once they're grown, they're going to become more independent, and especially if they have other friends, which they should. They're going to be looking for a mate, and that mate's going to take priority over everyone else. You and everything else. Everyone else and everything else. I just want you guys to know, if you're considering getting geese, don't just go based on the occasional YouTube channel where you guys see the super tame goose that cuddles with their owner, is like 7 years old, has done it their whole life, and lives inside the house. Personally, I do not recommend that. I recommend that you have at least 2 geese, because they are animals that need this to be happy. They need a partner. Their instinct is to mate, and they do mate for life. So this is like a super important, very special bond for them that they search for. And in my opinion, when you own an animal, you try to give them what they need and want, not just give them what you want. Which is why we started creating this environment for Pretty Bird, because we did end up with him not knowing much about geese. Homeschool project, didn't think the egg was fertile. I actually have a video about it, how we ended up with a hybrid Canada goose. And we learned over time. And so now I know a lot more about geese. I'm able to help people with geese. I'm able to help people who want to own geese, to prepare for them properly, to know what to expect, to know how to raise them, to know what to feed them, to know how to handle different kind of behaviors, to help them out with problem situation, even with sicknesses and injuries. I do my best to know as much as possible so that I can be a good owner to them and caregiver to them. But the goal in the end is for them all to be happy and healthy. What is it, Blue? Hi, Blue. Hi, Mothra. What are you doing? Hi, Littlefoot. Mm-mm. Hi, Littlefoot. Hey, babe. Mm-mm-mm. Hi, Blue. Mm-mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm. Alrighty, I'm gonna get off here. I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing the birds. And I'll see y'all next time. Say bye, babies. Say bye, babies. Mm-mm-mm. You gonna nibble on my clothes? Hi, Blue. What you doing, Mama? Mm-mm-mm. So nice and peaceful. Peaceful. Anyway. Y'all have a wonderful day.